Buckingham Palace. We think of tradition, duty, unwavering stoicism, but behind those gilded gates, beneath the weight of centuries of history, lies a battlefield. A constant, simmering power struggle fought not with swords but with whispers, secrets, and the devastating weapon of public opinion. And in the autumn of that year, as the world prepared for Prince William to ascend the throne, that battle reached a fever pitch. The official narrative was one of seamless transition. King Charles bravely battling health concerns, gracefully passing the torch to his capable son, but the reality was far more treacherous. Queen Camilla, a woman who had weathered storms of public disapproval to claim her place, wasn't content with simply being queen consort. She craved power, absolute and unyielding, and she was willing to sacrifice anyone who stood in her way. Her target? Princess Anne. The Princess Royal, a figure of unwavering integrity, known for her tireless work ethic, her no-nonsense attitude, and her deep connection to the British people. Anne was a rock, a pillar of the monarchy, and a constant reminder of the grace and dedication that Camilla could only aspire to. That made her dangerous. Camilla's weapon of choice was deception, a carefully orchestrated campaign of disinformation designed to shatter Anne's reputation and clear the path for Camilla to exert her influence over the future king. The plan was audacious in its scope, chilling in its execution. A doctored video, fabricated financial records, a carefully planted mole within the royal household, all meticulously crafted to paint Princess Anne as a traitor, a thief, a woman who had betrayed the very foundations of the monarchy she had dedicated her life to serving. The timing was crucial. The eve of William's coronation, a moment of unparalleled global scrutiny, the perfect moment to unleash a scandal so explosive it would not only destroy Anne's reputation, but also cripple William's authority, forcing him to choose between his duty to the crown and his loyalty to his beloved aunt. But Camilla underestimated one thing: William's unwavering commitment to truth. He'd seen through the facade, sensed the unease simmering beneath the surface of palace life. He noticed Camilla's furtive meetings, her hushed phone calls, the way she seemed to vanish whenever the pressure mounted. His instincts, honed by years of royal service and a deep understanding of the players in this dangerous game, told him something was terribly wrong. He began to watch her, a shadow in the palace corridors, piecing together fragments of conversations, following her movements with a growing sense of dread. The West Garden, a secluded haven usually reserved for quiet contemplation, became the stage for Camilla's clandestine dealings. It was there, hidden amongst the ancient roses and manicured yews, that William overheard the whispers that confirmed his worst fears. The video, Anne's voice, embezzlement. The words hung in the night air, each one a poisoned dart aimed at the heart of the monarchy. William knew he had to act, and fast. The coronation was days away. The clock was ticking. His first move was to confide in Anne, to lay bare the evidence, the suspicions, the chilling reality of Camilla's betrayal. It was a moment of profound tension, a test of trust in a family where trust was a rare and precious commodity. But Anne, ever the pragmatist, met the revelation with steely resolve. There would be no panic, no recriminations, only a cool, calculated determination to expose the truth. Their strategy was simple, yet deceptively effective: feign ignorance. Let Camilla believe her plan was foolproof, that her trap was perfectly set. While Anne continued her public duties with unwavering grace, William and his trusted aide, Miles, launched a covert operation to gather irrefutable proof of Camilla's treachery. The stakes were impossibly high. The fate of the monarchy hung in the balance. The secret archive, a forgotten chamber in the palace's north wing, became their covert command center. Miles, ever the discreet professional, orchestrated the installation of surveillance cameras, carefully positioned to capture every entrance and exit. William, drawing on his military training, handled the audio, choosing a recorder so small it could be hidden inside an antique mantel clock. The clock, a silent sentinel, ticked away the seconds, recording every hushed conversation, every whispered plot. Meanwhile, Camilla unleashed her second wave of attack: palace gossip. Whispers of financial irregularities, extravagant spending, and questionable loyalties slithered through the marble corridors like venomous snakes. The target was never explicitly named, but everyone knew who she meant. Princess Anne. The whispers, insidious and relentless, began to take root. Even the most seasoned privy counselors started to question Anne's integrity. William recognized the danger. This wasn't just about evidence, it was about perception. If Camilla could poison the minds of the inner circle, even irrefutable proof might not be enough to avert disaster. He knew he needed a knockout blow, something so definitive it would silence the rumors and expose Camilla's treachery once and for all. Then, a breakthrough. Late one night in Kensington's soundproof study, William and Anne listened to a new recording. Gareth Morton's voice, strained and anxious, reporting to Camilla over the phone. He recited a string of bank digits, an access code. "This is the account," he whispered. "We funneled the phantom funds in first, then laundered them out via blank checks to scrub the embezzlement trail." Hard evidence. A traceable account. A direct link between Camilla and the fabricated scandal. Anne raised a hand. The recording froze. A slow breath escaped her lips, a mixture of relief and grim satisfaction. "Truth always has its own voice," she murmured. The Buckingham Palace library, a kingdom of shadows and secrets, became William's next battlefield. He summoned Gareth Morton, the architect of Anne's potential downfall. Morton, pale and trembling, arrived like a lamb to the slaughter. William didn't waste time with accusations. He simply played the evidence: Camilla's instructions, the server logs, the damning audio recordings. Morton's face crumbled. He knew the game was over. He confessed everything, signing a pre-drafted statement that sealed Camilla's fate. Meanwhile, Camilla, sensing something amiss, tried to sever ties with Morton, unaware that William had anticipated her move. He had mirrored every byte of data, every incriminating file, onto a secure server. Back in the library, William rewrote the fail-safe protocol, turning Camilla's insurance policy into a weapon against her. He knew the broadcast was her stage and he was about to steal the show. Less than 12 hours to air. The final act was about to begin. The Wilfred Hall, a suffocating sea of cameras, reporters, and dignitaries. The air crackled with anticipation. William ascended the lectern, his face a mask of composure. He spoke of his father's health, of continuity, of duty. Each word was a carefully placed piece on a chessboard. Then the screen flickered. The doctored video of Anne, her voice twisted into a venomous attack on the crown, filled the hall. Gasps erupted. Phones flashed. Camilla's eyes glittered with triumph, but William remained unyielding. He raised his hand, a silent command. The screen went black. The hall plunged into stunned silence. Then William turned. Gareth Morton stepped forward, his voice barely a whisper, confessing his crimes. He acted under direct orders from Queen Camilla. The screen flared back to life, revealing Camilla's clandestine meetings, her instructions to Morton, the ivory envelope exchanged in the West Garden. The hall fell silent. William dimmed the lights, focusing a single spotlight on Princess Anne. She rose, her every step measured and deliberate. She took her place at William's side, her hand resting on his, a silent vow of loyalty and defiance. The dynasty had been tested, and it had emerged stronger than ever. The street James Council Chamber, a room steeped in history, held its breath. The resolution was a formality, a necessary step to cauterize the wound inflicted on the monarchy. Stripped of her titles, exiled from public life, Camilla was a ghost in her own palace. Her legacy, once poised to reshape the dynasty, was now reduced to a cautionary tale. Gareth Morton, a broken man in a gray jumpsuit, was led away, his future as bleak as his attire. His betrayal, fueled by ambition and greed, had earned him a decade in the wilderness, a pariah in the world he so desperately craved to conquer. A fitting punishment, perhaps, but hardly a victory. Anne's vindication was quiet, understated, yet profoundly powerful. Her appointment to the Royal Financial Transparency Commission was more than just a restoration of her honor. It was a mandate, a challenge to drag the monarchy kicking and screaming into the 21st century, to shine a light on the hidden corners of royal finance, to ensure that such a betrayal could never happen again. William, the reluctant hero, stood on the balcony, the weight of the crown pressing down on him. He had averted a crisis, but the scars remained. The trust once implicit was now fragile, conditional. He had seen the darkness that lurked beneath the gilded surface, the ruthlessness that could corrupt even the most powerful. The question now was how to move forward, how to rebuild the trust, how to heal the divisions, how to ensure that the monarchy remained relevant in a world that was changing faster than ever. The answer, he knew, lay in truth, in transparency, in a commitment to serving the people, not just ruling over them. Camilla, a shadow of her former self, walked out into the May sunlight, her face a mask of defeat. Her ambition had consumed her, blinding her to the consequences of her actions. She had sought power, but in the end, she had only destroyed herself. A tragic figure, perhaps, but one who had ultimately paid the price for her hubris. Anne and William, standing together by the window, watched as the royal standard snapped in the breeze. They had weathered the storm, but the journey was far from over. The monarchy, like any institution, was only as strong as the people who served it. And in that moment, as they looked out over the palace grounds, they knew that the future of the dynasty rested on their shoulders. The camera pans out, showing Buckingham Palace in all its glory, a symbol of tradition, duty, and unwavering stoicism. But beneath the surface, the battle for the soul of the monarchy continues. The whispers, the secrets, the power struggles. They will never truly disappear. They are simply part of the price of power. And the game, as always, is far from over.